Yo, Adley, why is it with Sunday morning?
Rare
Sunday
sighting.
morning.
You have a little echo on your mic there.
Do I?
All right, gone.
All right, hold on. All right, that's much better.
All right. Good morning, ladies and no, boy, not morning, no boy. Look at 1 minute to 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, remember that?
Jesus. Yeah. So we live for a short time there. I mean, when the iron hot, you have to eat it, right? So so we have a little article going around this morning. I'm not sure if it came out this morning. Um, the title, I will admit, is a little clickbaitish.
Yeah.
The title is a little bit clickbaitish. The title of the article says ASA does not have the ability of Claudette and Tian, but getting more jobs than them. PM Browne says. Um, PM Browne didn't say that. Right. PM Browne didn't say that. I read the article. PM Browne didn't say that. However, these people, these politicians are very good with their words. And then the media people are also very good at extracting what these people really want to say. And so hence the title of the article. If you go read through it, you tend to understand where PM Brown was actually coming from. But nonetheless, I think, in my opinion, I think exactly what the article says in that title is kind of where um PM Brown was trying to go, and
So before we go into that, let me just play the
yeah,
clip so everybody can hear for themselves and come to the opinion for themselves. Um, so just give me a little bit here. Let me share this with the team. All right. Um, all right. So let's just play this clip and let's hear for ourselves what PM Brown had to say.
To in these small markets with 100,000 people within the OASIS Caribbean, we cannot sustain our artists. They're not going to make enough money to sustain themselves. I mean, somebody like Claudette Peters, for example, who has had a significant amount of material, I don't think that she has realized the full potential, and through no fault of hers, but never had the type of management to really take her beyond the shores of Antigua and Barbuda.
Exposure.
I see artists, for example, with far less ability. People like, I don't disrespect him. That's the same thing Brandon playing. But when you look at the Booyah Boss, and again, shoot minute for this. But Asa Bantan had the kind of let's say ability like Tian Winton, Claudette, and so on. And I guarantee getting more jobs than them now because the man has got nowadays promoted himself. But for some reason, I don't know why we have become so domesticated in our outlook. And if we don't reach beyond the shores of Antigua, then we're not going to experience the kind of successes like other artists are experiencing. And I would say here, less talented artists. So again, in terms of our outlook, we want Antiguans and Barbadians to be globally competitive. They must be able to compete with the best in the world, and we can do it. I mean, within the Caribbean space, I mean, we have seen the talent. We have seen how Bob Marley has literally dominated the globe with his reggae. Rihanna, for example, is a Caribbean talent, and if they were domesticated in their outlook, they would not have achieved what they achieved, But they had this global outlook. Look at Arrow, for example. Arrow emanated out of Montserrat. You think Arrow had the talent of the King? No, King Sam McLean. In fact, no disrespect, I don't even think he can even match Upsty and Swallow. And Swallow at one point was just burning up the place in the 80s. I'm sure you all remember the hits. I remember as a little boy in school, from about early July. You're waiting patiently for Swallow to release. You want to know he coming with. And the man just mashing down the place. But guess what? Swallow went to New York and probably sing among West Indians and maybe um, Toronto and probably London. And the man believed to capture the world. That recognizes still in the Caribbean. So again, for us, in terms of our outlook and our desire for the progress, the advancement of Antiguans and Barbudans. It goes beyond the shores of Antigua and Barbuda, even in terms of our hotel project and let's say hotel development.
Yeah. So, Hadley, continue with your thoughts, and I guess I'll share my thoughts. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if it's me or if it's me, but I feel like every time somebody leads with no disrespect, I think it is exactly
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, like to put that little thing out there, no disrespect, but I think he is less talented than this person. And I for one, everybody knows that I've been a critic of Asa. I've had some back and forth with Asa, and we when I say we, he and myself have spoken about some of the things that I have said about him, and not one time have I questioned Asa's talent and Asa's ability. There was something that he did that kind of rubbed me wrong, and I spoke about it. Maybe I shouldn't have gone public with it, but I did. He and I spoke about it. But for me, like, seeing that type of thing being said from by the leader of a country about an artist who is self-made, is a self-made artist, and I think it was disrespectful. Even though, listen, watching that video there, I think it was disrespectful, and in my opinion, it's not as if in the past few years we've had stellar acts coming out of Antigua. You know,
So I guess from my perspective, I think I get what he's trying to say, right? I guess the question is, do we have enough of those hard conversations, I guess, amongst ourselves, right? Um, as Dominicans, as Caribbean people. But I don't think he has to bring up Claudette Peters or to bring up any artist that he has to shoot down Asa, right?
right?
Because at the end of the day, what Asa has done speaks for itself, or what Asa is still doing speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So, none of these things didn't come because people like Asa and what he looked like, and people say Asa is cute. Asa worked hard to get to
No,
where
I
he
mean,
is.
I mean,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So at the same
im-
time, so what I'm saying is, for the way I seen it is like, you know, if we're talking about one Caribbean, one people, one this, one that. I mean, Claudette Peters was playing at Sunrise, right, which is a show that I believe Asa is behind. So it's not
yeah,
to say that these artists don't get along, they don't have issues and stuff like that, or maybe the Claudette Peters team maybe need to look at itself. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. But I don't think there's any reason for him to shoot down Asa. Shout out to Asa and what he doing and what he continue to do in the music scene. I mean, Asa has collaborated with some of the biggest artists in the Caribbean so far. I mean, Asa has gone all over the world to perform. Some of the places I've seen Asa perform, and I never even knew they would accept do your music in them
we are
places.
music
So
there, yeah,
so we have to get into the habit of not necessarily shooting somebody down to bring somebody up,
to
in
bring
my
somebody
opinion.
up, which
That
is
that's kind of what I got from the video. To be honest, what or from the comment, what you were saying in terms of no dis. If you have to start this sentence and say no disrespect, you're gonna be a little bit disrespectful.
disrespectful. Yep.
And to me, you know, my personal opinion, and this is by no way, shape, or form the opinion of Talk the Thing, but this is just my opinion. I don't see what he's talking about. I seen Claudette Peters perform quite a few times. I recently saw her in Sunrise, and to me that not even night and day. Not even so I don't even know how you can compare these two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I've
think
never
their
seen
vibe.
Asa been on stage singing other people's songs, to be honest. I've never seen Asa on stage and the crowd not responding. I've never seen Asa on stage and it's just Dominicans. I've seen Asa in quite a few places perform live, not just in Dominica. And everywhere we go is the same energy, the same, and Asa saw a void in the, he was able to get his own, to build his own market. So, I don't think we need to shoot somebody down to get somebody up, man. I really think that we need to get to a place where we understand where everything is, and maybe Gaston Browne, as the PM of Antigua, maybe he need to work with the people in the music industry in Antigua, since he have so many ideas on what to do. Maybe you need to work on with the music people and put them in collaboration with people that can help build and push the music out, instead of going on a radio show and talking. But that's
Yeah,
just my
because
opinion.
I also felt that he also slighted Tian and Claudette, like, basically almost like, as I would say, calling them out. So while you think you bringing them up, you almost calling them out on their lack of whatever, and you have the ideas. When the PM realized that there was something with, after our conversation with Reach a couple weeks ago, the PM decided, hey, you know what, yeah, I want to be a part of that, you know instead of the PM going on his show and talking, saying something. The PM say, you know what, I want to be a part of it, to the point where a song was produced, a Curl Festival performance happened with the Prime Minister and Ridge, and I feel like he could have gone that route
Yeah, Gaston can make
than
a track. Go make a track with
yeah,
Claudette and Tian, man.
right. Go make a song with Claudette and Tian.
Make a booyah song, man. Get Massman. Massman was just on talk the thing. Get Massman to produce a track for you.
yeah,
Like
and I
Massman
think,
producing for Asa.
and like you said, like there is no animosity between those artists. Of course, you're going to have some type of rivalry, but just recently, Asa still sees the value in people like Claudette Peters. Claudette
Yes.
Peters was in Dominica with an entire band,
Yes.
with an entire band, and
To be
we,
honest, despite I would say, if we were being honest, for Dominicans, despite Dominicans' opinion on Claudette Peters, I think quite a few people were saying that it'd be okay if she wasn't there. That is just the real deal. But
yeah,
it's
but
not to say. Some people still like her, but at the same
yeah,
time,
and she's of Dominican heritage as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
So that to me, and what a lot of people don't realize, that Asa has done something that no other bouyon artist or band has done. Dominica has a band culture.
Yeah.
And Asa wasn't initially accepted back home because nobody was used to a bouyon artist coming on stage and perform by himself. And maybe it took us a while to embrace it, but Asa did something different in the indie music, and right now we are bouyon artists. We are people like Trilogy. We have people like Rio. We have people like Nice. We have people like Kenny G. We have Reed. We have bouyon artists now instead of bouyon band, and that is all because of that one chance Asa decided to take on himself.
Yeah, man. I would say, again, from a broadly speaking standpoint, I just think it's kind of sad, to be honest. And I see Rajiv saying that in the chat as well. I think they're just kind of sad that, we are at a place where we are trying to look at what's going on with the United States right now with the tariffs, and the current administration in the US is looking to build, America first, right? That's basically their mantra, right?
Right.
And us in the Caribbean, when we should be trying to push that narrative, get us to produce our own food, be self-sustainable as much as possible. We have a situation where we have a leader in the Caribbean making these type of comments. Again, I don't know, maybe I'm not saying that he was being necessarily disrespectful in that he was saying that Asa didn't deserve, because he did give Asa his props and say that Asa
he did
team and stuff like that. But I do think that he didn't really have to make the comment and say that those people are so much more talented than Asa, because really and truly, think about it, talent is subjective, right? You might hear somebody singing and somebody else say that it's complete garbage, right? And you hear somebody else singing and somebody say songs great. So it's very subjective. But at the end of the day, what's not subjective is how the fans respond to your material and how the fans respond to what you put out there. So it's undeniable that Asa is an international artist, and shout out to Asa and what he's doing. Shout out to Claudette Peters and Tian as well. Again, as long as we are alive, there's hope and things can get better and things can improve. But
yeah,
right now you can't compare them people to Asa.
No,
there are some big soca artists you can't compare to Asa either.
Right.
So let's just keep it real.
Yeah, and I just reading the article there, comment there, and Fayan and Bungie will literally on a podcast with Wayne Marshall voicing the same first division within the music industry, and it's something that it's something that we do a lot. Like we shoot down ourselves a lot. And just a little segue again. I mean, Jamaica Carnival just passed.
Yeah.
Jamaica Carnival just
Yeah.
passed, and they say all of a sudden is
Jamaica have the best carnival.
Jamaica have the best carnival, and Jamaica is the people that carry in carnival throughout the region, and that is the talk now. And I'm like, why we cannot just say, hey, we have something good too, and let us move on? Why we have to say that I mean, if we have to talk about the best, I mean, we cannot. Like, I haven't heard any Caribbean island out there ever say we better than Trinidad.
Yeah.
Everybody has given their props to the fact that Trinidad has made Carnival what it is, not just in the region, but even outside.
The video cut off there. But I
Whoa.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah. What's going on?
Technical difficulties. Go ahead.
The devil setting traps, my brother.
Yeah, you see that? It looked like Gaston.
They bugging us, man.
Shut down my internet there.
they bugging us, man. No, that can't stop us. Yeah, so I mean, the back and forth like I on TikTok right now, and is a constant fighting down, like, oh, we better than all you, and nobody in the Caribbean have a better carnival than us right now, and we carry in carnival. I'm like, why can't we just say, hey, we are now part of it and we have something good and we like it, but why? I don't know, man.
Now, mind you, even the Fair and Bungee thing, when you go back to soca, right, and the history of soca and thing, soca wasn't only, yes, it came from Trinidad, yes, but it was not only influenced from Trinidad. It had influences from other parts of the Caribbean, namely Dominica.
Yeah.
Right. When you go back to the history of soca, so again, what they say about history, right? If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And we can't get in a stage where we're thinking, well, we just developed something so great and everybody else on is garbage. You know what I'm saying? I think, it's funny because people have not, unless if you have experience, and again, everybody experienced different things. I could go to Trinidad for carnival, and maybe I'm not a big person for band and thing like that. Maybe I'm just looking for like what the road feeling like, free up. And maybe it's Dominica that I enjoy. Somebody might go to Trinidad, they like the pre-parties, they like, them type of thing. They might enjoy that more because maybe I'm more that scene. You check. That's why variety is good, and everybody have to have what they like and what they don't like. But I don't mean you have to shoot down somebody else. There's space for everybody. I gotta say that again. In every aspect, in everything, there's space for everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to shoot somebody down to bring yourself up. A lot of times I feel like people just saying things for clickbait anyway, but it is what it is. I think I want to know what the people think. You comment on the video. We're not gonna stay on for too long. We have an episode coming on Wednesday for you guys. It's gonna be a real fun episode. So make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to the page. But let us know what you guys think under the video. Comment under the video. We're gonna respond to every single comment. And share the live once we come on and share the videos. But yeah, I think we need to get to a place where we are working together as a Caribbean more than looking to, because to be honest, in the last month and a half or so, this is the second time I hear Gaston say something about referencing Dominicans or something to that.
Asa. This is the second time that I've heard him say something about Asa in the past 2-3 months.
Yeah. So, but in true Asa fashion,
at this point, it's like, hold on. At this point, I feel like, I mean, as much as I don't think that's what it is, because it's two instances, it almost feels like an attack on him. And I'm not there to defend him or anything. That's not what I'm doing. But like, yeah, but in true Asa fashion, I know exactly where you're leading to. So give it to us. Put it up. In true Asa fashion.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it there. 1 second. In true Asa fashion, Asa already.
That is it.
Asa post it for them. In true Asa fashion. Asa put it there. you know, his love for Antigua. So still, I know Asa still loves his Antigua. I know Asa does mash up Antigua every time he go Antigua.
Yeah.
And that will still happen. So
I mean, Antigua Carnival
regardless,
coming out. Antigua
yeah,
Carnival
man.
coming soon. Guess what? Guess who's going to be there? Bantan.
Yeah, man. But anyway, everybody take care. We just wanted to come on and just kind of give a quick little opinion on that.
Yeah.
I know everybody have their opinion, and but again, I'll leave that is when you start the sentence, like Hadley said, when you start the sentence, say no disrespect.
Yeah, man.
It is a little
Disrespect
bit
is
of
surely
disrespect.
to follow, man. That's exactly what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, man.
So
But anyway, everybody,
yeah.
see you guys on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Check us out on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, like the page. Listen to us on Spotify on your long drives. And yeah, we'll talk. Take care.
All right. Asa, take it easy, yeah. Hold your head
Yeah,
up.
man. Yeah, man.